It's Dr. Nadine. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit more about mindset. Do you have a very optimistic or positive mindset or outlook on life and how you go about your day, how you process the everyday things that might be happening for you? Or do you kind of tend to be more negative, pessimistic, expecting the worst? The thing is, ideally, we want to be focusing on the things that we do want and not the things that we don't want. Because as the saying goes, attention goes where energy flows. If we're putting all of our attention into the things we don't want and we're buying into all those negative, unhelpful thoughts, we have a negative or unhelpful feeling, so we buy into that, and then our mind makes up a story about what that means. Before we know it, we're down that rabbit warren, we're into that doom and gloom. And when you think about like attracts like, if we're putting out that negative energy, we're putting our attention into the negative thoughts, our mindset is negative or pessimistic, then what are we attracting back to us? On the other hand, if we tend to be more positive and optimistic, and my philosophy with optimism is about realistic optimism, it's not about, oh, everything's just great. I don't have to deal with anything negative. Nothing bad will ever happen. There's no challenges, anything like that. Because that may not be realistic. Even though you are optimistic, and I consider myself one of the most optimistic people that are out there, I'm still realistic. There's still challenges there, but being the optimist that I am and having a name that means hope, it to me, it is about remaining hopeful and optimistic with whatever is going on. So, if there is a challenge or something that might not be going the way that I expected, I still have the belief or the mindset that the best possible scenario is going to work out. And again, this is where mindset is so important. Typically, we might have a thought or we might have a feeling, and then we buy into it. And before we know it, we've gone down this whole road of negativity and these negative thoughts. And oh my goodness, what if this, and then this, and then this? And sometimes it can be catastrophic, with our thinking. Imagine if we put that same energy and attention and awareness and focus even into the positive things, into our good thoughts, how much different that would be. Because the universe is responding. What we're putting out there, it is matching. We're sending out a vibration, we're sending out a frequency. If that's on that frequency of negativity and speaking bad about people and conflict and getting caught up in all of that negative, unpleasant stuff, the universe is kind of saying, well, your wish is my command. This is what you're putting out there and asking me for. So I'm just going to keep sending it back to you. Have you ever noticed when you've had one of those days where you might wake up and you're a little bit grumpy and you're like, oh, today's going to be such a bad day. And then you stub your toe, you drop your keys, you get all the red lights, you can't find a car park. Because we've kind of set that intention. Our mindset is focused on this negativity and all the things we don't want. And so often I've heard it, with people that I talk to, I've heard it from clients. It's like, but I don't want this. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want this negativity, or I don't want this horrible relationship. I don't want this horrible job. What do you want? And that's one of the questions that I ask. Well, what is it that you do want? How can you focus on the things that you do want rather than getting caught up and putting all of that energy into the things that you don't want? And, as the saying also goes, and I'm full of expressions today, aren't I, and sayings, your thoughts become things. So the things that you are thinking, if they are thought about long enough and you're paying them that much attention, when they start getting into those subconscious and unconscious levels, that's setting a frequency. And if you're on that frequency of negativity and complaining and just a not very nice kind of frequency, you're kind of stuck there. It's like thinking about an AM and an FM radio station. It's like, the FM might be the positivity and the AM might be the negativity, or this is the good stuff, this is the not so good stuff. And so when we're caught up in this not so good stuff, how can we be tuned into this? We need to change that frequency to get over to this new station, into that FM level. And so, or it might be like changing a TV. If you're watching a program and you don't like it, then you change the channel. Simple. We kind of trying to program our brain to recognize that and then focus like our thoughts and our feelings. We have to really feel what it is that we want. We have to act as if we have it now because your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. It's going to believe what it perceives. So if it is perceiving negativity and you're feeling that negativity and you're expressing that negativity through your emotions and through your actions, then you're likely to remain on that negativity frequency unless you do something to change it into the positivity frequency. So when you catch yourself thinking, I don't want this, I don't like this, I wish I didn't have to go through this, then just stop for a moment, reflect, and then ask, well, what do I want? What would I like? What do I desire? And then shift your thoughts and your focus towards the things that you do want, because that enables you to start changing that frequency to get on that level where that positivity and that frequency where those things are. I hope that makes sense, but this is the kind of stuff that I work with clients in a lot more deeply in one-on-one sessions. If you are interested in looking into any of the services that I provide, please feel free to check out my website. The website is here on my Zoom background. So you can see the website, you can have a look at the services. You can also reach out and contact me if you have any questions, or if you wanted to set up a complimentary clarity call to talk about where you're at and how things, might be appropriate, how I may be able to help you or at least point you in the right direction. I hope that today's little session has been helpful and really enjoying sharing these different little quick tips and resources there. I look forward to seeing you on the next video and sharing some more tools and resources with you. Have a great day.